Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazer of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I'm helping you break through your barriers and transcend any limitations you may have. The topic of the video is stop doing things for short-term pleasure that create long-term suffering. So, human beings, creatures of habit, right? Often creatures of destructive habits, self-sabotage, stuff like that. A lot of it is the way we've been programmed since we were young. I've always said we've been programmed since we were young. And this isn't to be angry at the system. This isn't to be angry at the programming, but to just have an awareness, and then we can make some changes, right? Think about it in school, right? All throughout school, the whole education, right? We never really learn coping mechanisms, how to cope with our emotions, how to deal with stress, how to even eat healthy. Even like the lunch, our schools weren't healthy all the time. You know what I mean? Especially relationships, all that stuff, we didn't learn a lot of that. So a lot of us are at the mercy of our family, which if they're dysfunctional at all, didn't learn it themselves, and maybe they didn't learn that either, and that's fine. Whatever. Or you're at the mercy of society, the media, the news. SOL. But it's okay. We can reprogram ourselves. We can live a different life. We can live a more organic life. So I'm a person that, I told you, had addiction issues too. So I know all about doing things for short-term pleasure that have long-term consequences and suffering. And I went through years of this, but you know what? It shaped me who I am today. But that wasn't all. That was just one area. It was a whole lifestyle, right? My whole lifestyle was kind of inorganic, right? Or it was all kind of artificial, right? Between medications I was taking, between substances I was using, between the food I was eating, the relationships I was having, the kind of people I was interacting with. It's a whole lifestyle. It's not just one area. So on my channel, I like to incorporate everything from a holistic view, right? So we have the physical, the mental, the spiritual, and the emotional, right? So we need to start to make better choices. Start with the choices you're making in the present moment. What kind of choices are you making for your health? What kind of people you're interacting with? Your relationships, just everything, right? What does that mean? That means, okay, maybe if you're partying, right? So maybe I'm not going to go out drinking tonight when I have work tomorrow, right? Or even though I feel maybe I want to numb my emotions, right? So I need a stress reliever, so I do that. But I also have work tomorrow. I have some things I want to do tomorrow. It's making choices like that. I'm going to not stop scrolling on social media all day for that, to get that short-term dopamine, right? Oh, I get the likes on social media, I get all that stuff, and you're scrolling all day. You didn't do anything you need to get done, do anything productive, or even relax, right? And then you don't feel too good. You're comparing yourself to other people. Maybe you saw your ex with someone else. So maybe instead of going on social media scrolling all day, maybe you should go outside on a walk. That's all I'm about to do. I'm still making a video, right? But I was going to spend the rest of my day doing some editing or doing something else. Social media, I'm doing a lot with promoting my YouTube business, my coaching. Even though I would get that feeling of, oh, I got something done today. Oh, I'm a very productive person, but I need to learn to balance and rest more. So I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to go on nature. I got some new hiking boots. I'm going to go on a nature walk. Because I realize I need that balance, right? Sometimes better for my mental health. Because I know if I don't go on a walk, if I don't exercise, I was on an exercise plan. Sometimes I stray off because I'm doing other things. But I know that that's going to have a better effect. Even though I'm kind of lazy, kind of just want to lay down and have a lazy Sunday, I know that me going on a walk outside and going with my friends is going to have a better effect, is going to be better for me since I have to work all week. I work my normal job too, along with my YouTube channel. So I know that's going to be better for me to get outside, get some fresh air, right? So I'm making a choice. And sometimes it's out of your comfort. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but we have to think more long-term. We have more organic activities that give us better results long-term in all areas. Sometimes I don't feel like meditating. I don't feel like doing breath work. Just lazy. I'll sit around scrolling social media all day or just whatever. And then I complain because I have anxiety, right? Well, if I took that time to maybe do a meditation, it could be a 5-minute meditation. You could do Wim Hof breath work for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That would have helped me from having anxiety and a little bit of the irritation I get sometimes during the week. Once I start working and do my YouTube, it's a lot sometimes. So that short thing would be better instead of doing the thing for short-term pleasure, right? Long-term suffering. Food is another big thing too. Stop eating food off the dollar menu from McDonald's. getting fast food. Well, it's gonna feel good in the moment, right? Or even that ice cream. Hey, I still eat ice cream, or at least limit. You know what I mean? So you know what? I'm gonna actually, instead of eating that pizza today, that even though it's gonna be great when I eat it, I know I'm gonna feel horrible the next day. And then I'm not gonna want to work out, or I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? So you could do something more in moderation, something a little bit better. But instead of that, I'm gonna go to Whole Foods. I'm gonna get some vegetables, and I'm gonna get some healthier food, some more organic food, so I don't feel horrible, and then I feel heavier and bloated. Then I don't even want to do my YouTube, you know what I mean? So you make better choices in the present moment. I'm gonna go on a deeper level. Relationships, friendships. Sometimes we get lonely. Sometimes I've done this myself, you know, and with the whole addiction thing, I realized a lot of times I would hang out with people that weren't really good, that were into all that stuff, because I was more lonely. I wasn't happy with myself, right? So I would just hang out. Hey, they always want to hang out. They always want to do something. Of course they do. It's a lifestyle, you know what I mean? But what was going on in their lives, you know? Not a lot of good things. And then I got influenced by that. And so instead of going out hanging with toxic people, why don't you do something good for yourself? Why don't you do something healthy for yourself? Maybe spend some time for yourself. Maybe to go take a bubble bath. Maybe read a book, you know? What you need to declutter, whatever. If you don't want to do all that, just spend more time with yourself. Because I guarantee you, spending that time with yourself is going to be better for the long term, rather than you going and hang out with those toxic people, engaging in those toxic activities. Relationship 2. You're hanging out with that person, maybe you're lonely. A lot of the times they stem from, so why do we seek out to do these toxic behaviors? There's something within that we need to look at. There's something, maybe it's a hole, so we feel lonely, or there's emotion we're not dealing with. There's something missing there, and we need to do a little bit of inner work to figure that out, maybe. So, you know, there's that, oh, I'm lonely, I want intimacy, I want touch, oh, I want, you know, whatever, want to have that connection with somebody, right? I would go hang out with someone that I know is no good for me, like in relationship, or not even someone that's dangerous, just someone that I knew it because I wanted that short-term high, I wanted that rush, that feeling. Maybe they're like bad, or they have emotional issues, and for some reason I like that, but every time I did, I don't feel good later on. Don't feel that good. Kind of felt like I lowered my standards, or I like did something bad, or I just don't feel good about myself, you know, because their toxicity, whether this is friends, relationships, anything, whatever, it does rub off on you, you know. So we need to be more mindful of the choices we're making in the present moment. The best way to think about it is this choice I'm making in the present moment? Is this choice getting closer or farther away from the lifestyle I want, from the vision I see for my life, from the version that I want to be, from my best version? Is this a choice I'm making right now in alignment with my life? And it's hard because when you're in the moment, you get, whether it's hormones, emotions, your mind starts racing, right? It's easy to go in bad habits, but if you start to become more aware of this, hey, you're going to screw up. Hey, we've all, like I said, we've been programmed a certain way. You have years of bad habits. It's hard to do, but if we can just start to create some awareness and start to make these choices slowly, start to at least become aware of the patterns, right? And where is that coming from? That feeling, that the thing, why we want to engage in toxic behaviors, whether it's food, bad health decision, whether it's substances, whether it's people, whatever behavior is going to have long-term suffering. Why? Why are we seeking this thing out? There's something deeper going on. Maybe it's emotion maybe there's something that's unprocessed. You know, maybe trauma is unprocessed. There's a reason why. Maybe you don't feel like you're worthy of that, so you self-sabotage. There's different reasons, and I'll go another video on that. But there's a reason behind it, so you need to stop and say, why do I want to make this toxic choice that is going to make me suffer a lot in the long run and have long-term consequences just for this 5 minutes of pleasure or 5 minutes of a good feeling, you know what I mean? And that's how addictions form too, because you're chasing like a high all the time, you know? Chasing and I'm not saying just substance, that's addiction to like anything, right? So anything that's like bad for you. So let's make more organic choices. Let's start to make choices that maybe even feel uncomfortable. Let's start to make choices in the present moment that are better for us and are going to have less suffering in the long term and just be better for our lifestyle and help us be in more alignment with the version that we want to be. That's all I have for today. If you like my content, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. The links are in my video description and in my channel description. Have a good day. Namaste.